In Kenya, we are cultured into obedience and silence. So people like me get knocked on the head a lot. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, bro. At the end, si yote tutadedi. Kwa hivyo, hata mimi niishi vile mimi niko. Nimetry kuwa kama wase wengine na nimefail every time.
You're not ready, my friend. I promise you're not ready for what's about to go down. Even before this starts, I'm going to tell you in advance, it's going to be one of the best CTAs that this channel has ever had. But before that, I promise you that I'm always going to start in the exact same way that I've been starting, in the exact same way that I've been starting the previous CTAs. And that's by telling you, yes, you right there who's watching us, consistently committed, a big thank you. A big thank you to you because we are because of you. As promised, we said we're going to try and keep these conversations coming consistently. It's not easy. It costs money. It costs time. It costs energy. It costs effort. It costs creativity. But because of your support, we're able to do this. So to each and every single one of you who has gone into their pocket and donated, yani, the MPESA imetetemesha, I just want to say thank you. Those of you who've given a 50 bob, we are so grateful. For those of you who've given 10,000, we are so grateful. There's a guy who gave the other day 14,400 and 27 shillings. Thank you. There's people who've bought merchandise. This match is moving so much. The match is matching. We just we put some drum effects there. The match is really, really flying. Yani, we started t-shirts. We're already delivering t-shirts. We've got black t-shirts like you can see on the screen. We've got white t-shirts like you can see on the screen. We've got white snoodies, white hoodies, like the one that I'm wearing today. Nairobi is chilly. El Nino is trying to make a slight comeback. Nothing. We've also got black hoodies. We've got snoodies, like you're seeing on the screen, both in black and white. We've got mugs, and finally we've got bottles. Let me tell you guys, I want to say a big thank you. Through all of you who've been purchasing this merch, merchandise manager, ako busy sana. He's busy. But we are grateful because of you, we are. Last but definitely not least, I want to thank you for subscribing. Those of you who, yani, every time I do this mention, I think there are guys who say, hey, I'm not going to subscribe. I'm only here to watch one. And then they wait again, and then they come back and they watch another one. Then they hear the same message. So I'm going to tell you, if you've not subscribed to this channel, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to hit the subscribe button, and then we're going to start. Sawa sawa? In 5, 4, 3, 2. You've hit that subscribe? Thank you so much. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a superb session of the Playhouse. With me, I have got a legend in the game. That's why Wamai is in the background whistling. I have got a super legend in this game. Probably one of the most confident human beings that I know. Whom say thinks he runs the world, and probably because he does. I love the confidence that he has. This guy, we're having a conversation earlier on. And I was explaining to him that he is one of the guys who chimbered the foundation that this urban Kenyan industry stands on. He is one of the people who had the first, what do you call them, nationwide hits in this country. The pop songs which were being sung across this country. He's got hit after hit after hit. When it comes to studio management and things, he's there. When it comes to artist development, he's there. When it comes to just understanding eventing, understanding how the industry works, is there. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not even doing justice to his introduction because there's so much that this individual has done within the media, entertainment, and creative industry. I'm talking about agency. I'm talking about music. I'm talking about entertainment. I'm talking about events. I'm talking about branding. I'm talking about yani, the full shebang that comes with that industry. This guy has played a part in all different facets. He's an amazing human being, a straight shooter. If you've watched the Quincy Jones interview, one of those guys who don't mix their words, this is one of those interviews that you need to watch. Because he's going to give you, the people who give the story juju and say, yeah, and then it happened like that. This guy keeps it real. He keeps it real. So I'm scared, to be honest. But to be honest, I'm not even scared. I'm also excited because I want to really understand some of the things that I don't know about the industry. He played a part both in the secular, heavy segmented part in that, and also switched for a moment into gospel, heavy on that, and then went back into the secular, heavy on that. Yani, he's been everywhere. So ladies and gentlemen, let me stop blabbing. Let me stop just uttering words, hot air, and let me give the man his props. Aizo and Wamai, help me welcome none other than DNA. Buddha.
Let's go.
Welcome.
You are now rocking with the realest. Someone nikusikia, bro.
First of all, let's set the record straight. You go to other guys' shows, then you start saying that you say I could invite kwa nini.
First, thank you because you got me to do my YouTube.
Yeah.
Nilingoja uniite bro, nilikuwa nimechoka. Nashindwa, mse aniiti the realest in the business. Mse anakosa kuniita kwa nini? Nikapiga hesabu ingine fake. I was in my feelings, bro. Kwa industry nilikuwa nimesikia there's a certain guy who is a close friend of yours.
Yes.
And he's somebody who I've had problems with very publicly. So I thought you were snubbing me because of your friendship with him. So I started doing the DNA
So
story.
you're talking about, you said, you
I'm talking about
Pinye.
Pinye, yes.
You said that I was snubbing you because
of Pinye.
First and foremost, do you know Pinye is the first person I asked to come on CTA? Until today, every single few months, I asked Pinye to come on to CTA. Rakuji. I actually started the first concept and the idea of when I got this idea of CTA is when myself, Budebu Gota, you've just thrown in a memory. How this thing started is the first time I ever held a camera. Washamba, Tony Mwaura, took a camera.
Shout to Patrizi.
I went to USIU, a lady called Saiton invited us. Myself, BN, Octopizo, Pinye,
okay.
Eric Musioka, Tim Rimbui. Now, these guys are talking, and me, I was just holding this thing called a camera. And I was like, man, these stories are insane.
Okay.
So that's when I went to Pinye after and asked him, can you come to CTA? He told me I can't come to such a rubbish quality show.
Damn.
Do something of quality.
Damn.
Without being paid. So I did the show for 1 year, and what really also upset me is after 3-4 months, the show had really started winning awards, and the show was sponsored. So I always used to ask these guys, so money, there's no money. So they kept on telling me there's no money. So I just said I'll just hang in there and make the show very big. And then after a year, what I did, I just now, it was a risky move. Someone came and told me, you know how you all have friends telling you, why are you wherever you go? Don't stay here. What are you doing here? I mean, they're not paying you, just leave. But you know, sometimes you can leave and then the person who's telling you to go is the one who goes and starts doing the show. So I took the risk and I left. The thing is, the show had become so big, so I left. And what I did, it was a bit corny because the show was sponsored by Fanta, and I made sure that they had paid for the whole year because they used to pay for the whole year. So I left in January and took everything, and they had to call me back and they started paying me. So I've done that show now for 15 years. This year is 15 years.
What show is it?
So the beat. So now, when I was doing the beat, by the way, now in fact the beat, if I remember now, like the first when the show started, there was no Kenyan. What would I call it? There were no Kenyan videos. What would I call it? So the first video that ever came out was Mona Lisa. That's the Thomas and whatever. That was the first one. No, those ones are after. Those ones are all after. Those are all after. So anyway, so what happened?
But Pinye has a extended invite to sit here whenever he wants to tell his story. I'll always ask him. There are people who always say no to me, but I never give up, man.
Yeah.
Till the day I leave this earth, they'll be here.
Pinye is a legend in the game.
Yes.
True story. Personal disagreements aside, he's a legend in the game.
Lakini, so
but human to human.
So you thought that nilikulenga kwa sababu ya mse
mwingine? Nilenga je umse, like when best ya umse so unanifunika maze.
Kwa nini ukunipigia ukuniuliza?
I was in my feelings, my bad. But bado ilinisaidia because I started my YouTube nikaanza the DNA story episode 1 and episode 2, episode 3. I don't know where I got to before I hit the pause on that, but ilienda. So I appreciate you either way.
Yeah, I was watching your videos. Hey, you've got stories for days, homie.
Bruh, I've been on this earth a million times. I've lived a million years, bro.
You have stories for days.
Bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder why. Sometimes I ask myself, why can't you color inside the lines like the other good boys? Uishi tu fiti kama wase wengine.
Yeah.
But I'm not that.
You're not that.
I'm a freedom fighter. My grandfather was a freedom fighter.
Yeah.
I think hiyo damu tu ilikama ikaniingia pia. So I like to do things my way when my way is the best way. When it's not, I concede. But yeah, nikaskuma. It taught me a lot about how YouTube works. I had realized that making songs was kind of played out because tukitoa romance, bro, sisi wote, we are making sounds and moving pictures.
Yes.
Tuache kujihype. Mimi, wewe, Bien, Octopizo, yes. Mungai Eve, all of us are just making sounds and moving pictures.
Yes.
So the people who are making more have a higher chance of success.
Yes.
So nikaanza kuona vile Eve anadu, Eve and Trevor shout. In fact, I saw Eve yesterday. So nikaanza kuona maybe this is the better way.
And you interviewed them on your channel?
I did. That was one of the best interviews I did. And so nikaanza kurealize, okay, this is how things work. Maybe this is a better way to do it.
And guys may not know, but your brother has the largest YouTube channel in this country. Maybe outside the guy of Jiggers.
So I don't know how many guys want to look at Jiggers, but I can talk about my bro's channel. Shout to the Mujandest one. My bro is the hardest working man I've met in my life.
One of the most talented and known individuals on this globe.
Insane. Like him,
crazy.
Him, Kibe, David Goggins, Francis Ngannou. There's a group of people who are...
There's Richard Njau.
Richard Njau, yes, bro, truly umepush.
No, you're teaching me to be confident.
Ni ukweli, bro. So kuna wale wase ufanya kitu ile, like my bro, when he says, nitafanya, bedhe itafanyika. Si ati nini. It will happen. And so, I also interviewed my bro for that as well. So nikaanza kurealize, okay, so sisi wasanii tunajienjoy sana. We really are too romantic about our product. We need to put out more product. That's why kina Eve were winning, kina Kibe. So it also taught me a lot about myself. Nikasema, since Njao hanitaki, let me monetize my own story. But it helped me learn so much about myself. It brought me to a place of peace because over the last 2-3 years, I've made so many apologies. I've forgiven so much. And now it has brought me to a place of peace. So I thank you because either way, menisaidia, bro.
Peace is an amazing thing. Me have zero beef with any human being on this earth.
Bro.
Zero. It's
bro, forgiveness,
I don't mean guys don't have beef with me.
You know,
yeah,
but inside of yourself, you're uko zen.
Yeah. Okay. City is going to be a good one. I know when things are going to be good. This one, it's going to be up there. So, hii story tunaanza kutoka mwanzo. And we'll just take it all the way until tukimaliza leo, wonderful. If we don't, we'll come back and continue another day.
Okay.
The time right now is 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
I want guys to understand how much work goes into this. Guys just think, to a video, they have no idea.
Yeah.
So, let's start this thing at birth. Tell me about your upbringing, where you were born, when you were born. Tuingie.
I was born 19th January 1982 in Aga Khan Hospital in Parklands. Should be around midday. And life started.
Bro, you're an OG.
Bye.
You're 4 decades umegonga.
Bro, nimeipiga. Nimegonga 40, bro. You see, we are in a youth-obsessed culture. Entertainment, materialism is youth-obsessed. So ni kama ukiacha kuwa young, unafaa kuwa na aibu, or ni kama you should try to be young forever. And that comes from materialism, from westernism. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo, bro. Life ni seasons. So cheza densi, siku ikifika, wachia wengine wacheze densi. So I'm grateful to be here, bro. Many people would have wanted to be my age. They never got to see my age. So I've been around, bro.
Okay.
Nashukuru. And yeah, so nikazaliwa, bro. My first memory is maybe 3-4 years old. Nili grow home fiti sana. I grew up in Ngong with my dad and my mom. I have an older sister than myself. And then, so my older sister is Carol. then me, then Tina.
Tina?
Yes, Tina Kaggia is my younger sister. She was on radio for a long time. And then after Tina is Koi. Koi and her husband make the best burgers on this planet. They run a business called Uncle Nene's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then Andrew, my bro, is a filmmaker and animator. So that was my squad growing up.
Hey.
Yeah.
And what's the difference in
age?
Yeah.
My sister is older than me by maybe a year and 2 years. 2 years, maybe a year and a half, and then maybe 5 years, and then me and my bro 6 years.
So there's a time you guys were all in the digs.
Sisi wote ni watoi, tuko hapo tunacheza nini yaya. It was fun. It was everything. It was good and bad. We grew up in a very stable home. We had everything we needed. Me, I was born with taste and with a desire for finer things. So I always knew kuna vitu nataka, but siwezi sipata. But my parents went out of their way to give us everything they could. Walijinyima mbaya bila kudanganya. I went to a nursery school called Flora. Was run by some Italian sisters.
First of all, dude, that's so deep. You said your memory came when you can remember when you're 3, 4.
Yes.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's a good memory.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have early memories. 3, 4. So nikaenda naso, sikuipenda. I couldn't understand tunadu nini hapa when I was in nursery school. Tunadu nini hapa? Like, nini inatuleta hapa? So I didn't like it at all. I wanted to be home so much. But yeah, it was a very nice school. Nikatoka hapo, nikaenda Consolata Primary School in Westlands.
From Gong?
Yes. That's what I'm saying about my parents. My father used to drive us to school from Ngong anaenda CBK.
Bro, there's no expressway.
Bro alikuwa na drop sister zangu Loreto, anani drop Konso, alafu anaingia Wax.
Yo.
On the daily. Sikuwahi panda school bus, bro.
Wow.
Real talk. Huo mzae ni mbaya na mkubali is my G. For real.
And picks you?
Yes. Alikuwa amejitolea sana yani. And it set the premise for me, I'll say, because being a functional father is very important to me. It's one of my highest values. I find it to be very important. So I don't understand these guys who ditch their kids. I can't understand that mentality of guys who abandon their children. I asked my dad about it. He told me, "Nee, Joy." I said, "Okay, I understand." Yeah.
No,
because even me, when I was drinking, I understand what booze can twist your mind and turn your priorities upside down.
I get it.
Yeah. So.
Yo. Tell me a little bit about your mom.
My mom was, I love her very much. My mom was quite tough. Coming up, she was the more strict parent. Hey, she was hella strict. Woo! Man! Tulikuja kwa mabeste baadaye. She was very tough. Now, I think about it and I say, I understand. Naelewa. Hii dunia ni baridi, bro. If you go out here without understanding, there's repercussions to things, ni normal. But she's a human being. See, first when you're a child, you glorify your parents.
Yep.
Then you demonize your parents. Then you humanize your parents.
Hey, bro.
Unacheki?
Nuggets.
Yani ni hivyo. So at first I was like, alafu sasa huyu mtu nini. Then later nikakam kuelewa, okay, she's a human being with her strengths and weaknesses. And her being my parent is not the only thing. She also has her own thoughts, her own experiences. Pia kinilea, akona vitu zake, akona life yake anaishi. So, haizi kosa uzuri na ubaya. And now as a mature person, I can see all of that and I appreciate it. Kuna wase wakona mapero wabaya, mapero wazi. Kuna wase hata hawana mapero. So for me, I live in this space of gratitude and I love my mom very much. I accept her fully as she is. Sometimes I feel like I'm her parent now instead of the other way around.
It's crazy how life changes, eh?
Imagine, bro.
So how is now the relationship with you guys as siblings?
As siblings, when we were kids, we were good. We were a good group. At
this time. So when I ask these questions, I'm asking them in relation to now this era that you're talking about, which is when you're kids.
Yes, when we were kids. Yes, we were a tight group. We grew up together. We grew up on unaweza sema ni farmhouse, ndio nyumba, alafu kuna mang'ombe, kuna nguruwe, ni farm life yani.
Are your folks still there?
Yes, they still live in Ngong, but they don't do farming like that now.
Yes, but in the same house.
Same house.
Wow.
Beautiful house.
Nice,
beautiful house, man. Yeah, I was there even yesterday. Yeah, so we grew up there. They gave us all that they could, for real. I know it now. Everything they could give plus more they give. So it was for me to figure out things.
How's Ngong?
Ngong was Ushago. It was Ushago for real. Like nilikuwa nakamua ng'ombe, tuna ride bike, tunapeleka maziwa kwa dairy nini. So it was a mix between Ushago, but like I was saying, my dad went out of his way to give us the best exposure he could. I got an Atari video game console when I was like 7 years old.
Bro, do you know you're the first guy who sat here who's talked about an Atari?
A 2600, I still have it up to now.
But did you have Pac-Man?
Yes. Pac-Man, Space
have
Invaders,
like
joystick, bro, full. Niko nao kwa ofisi, bro. Niko nao kwa ofisi. So my dad bought a 2600 from an expatriate when we were super young. So nilikuwa na hiyo exposure ya technology na bado tunaishi Ushago. Na kuishi Ushago ni fiti. If you look generally at people, uone wasi waligrow Ushago versus wasi waligrow jiji, you'll find wasi waligrow Ushago wako na better mental health.
Yes, for sure.
You kuishi kwa nature, ku-expend hizo energies, not sitting in a cement box. It does something for the human being. So, tuligrow na hiyo farm life. How was I as a kid? I was a little timid, I think, in the beginning. When I was a super young kid, like nikienda standard 1, the first day, I remember my dad dropping me and left me with a sea full of kids, maze. Tumefanya interview ya standard 1. Alafu sasa ati watoi wanaachwa. I saw my dad turning, walking out, maze, amevaa brown pinstripe suit, maze, sijai kuwa na trauma hivyo, nasema, you're leaving me here with these people. Watu wote, maze, nilikuwa traumatized mbaya. So it took me a while to get out of that. Actually, for a very long time. I was in that space. As a child, I can't put my finger on it, but when I look at how I came to drink later in life, I think nilikuwa na kuna ka balance ka dopamine kenye kalikuwa off kidogo. Yeah, I didn't do well around groups. I didn't do well around strangers. Nikiwa na beste mmoja, niko sawa. My best friend nikiwa standard 1 alikuwa anaitwa Anthony Mulwa. And then there's a day him used to walk out of the school. I think they lived in West. So mimi naangalia around nasema Antoa ameishia, so si pia mimi niishie. So mimi nimetoka shule, nimeenda wazazi wamekuja kunipika, nakutana na mimi navuka barabara naenda side ya Sarit nikitafuta boys. Mazee, got it. Hawakupenda your story. So that was how I was. Really just make one friend, stick. I couldn't deal so much with people. Sikuwa fiti kucheza ball pia. Ajua mkiwa watu wadogo vijana, hizi ndio stories za kurank. You're not good at playing football, nini. So that was my personality when I was a child.
Did you have friends from
in the neighborhood?
Yes, in Ngong.
Zip, zero.
Nada?
Zero. Sina kwa menu Ushago.
When you mean it's Ushago, it's Ushago proper.
Ilikuwa Ushago, and my mom was also very protective of us. And she had a way she wanted us to be. So history ya kuranda mtani was a no-no. Hata kutoka nje kuride bike ili take long kuwasikiza ile mimi niko sawa, I can just go, asina shida. So I started having friends in the neighborhood maybe when I was like in standard 7.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we grew up in a kind of a bubble, a social bubble. Si uenda church, si umeet wase, si uenda shule, but when you're at home, you're at home. Yeah, and I wanted to kind of explore and be out there. So that was how it was. The Consolata was great. Tina joined me there, but saizo mi sitaki story yake sana. Mimi nataka kuwa na mabeste wangu. Yeye anataka kucheza na mimi, nataka kucheza na wase wengine. Yeah, but so I was with Tina in nursery and also in Consolata. Shout to Tina.
Yeah.
So Consolata was a nice, easy adventure. Wasn't too stressful. Nothing really remarkable. I was very good at school. standard 1, standard 2, standard 3. Nilikuwa mzee. Yani always top 3, top 5. Then I got to standard 4, and then now the pace started picking up, and then sasa mimi nikaanza ku fall back because we started to do a lot of writing. So I was born left-handed, but back in those days, za my ancestors, being left-handed was supposedly an issue.
Okay.
So they tried to change me to become right-handed, niache kutumia left.
Yeah.
So sasa tuko standard 4, mazee wase yani mwalimu anaandika anafuta. Me, I'm trying to keep up, so I couldn't keep up. And then every time he say, please don't rub the board, wacha kwanza ni catch up, inaanza kwa story mrefu. The teacher is looking at you crazy, or these other kids are like, So I kind of started to give up on this idea of wanting to be really good at school.
What?
Yeah.
So, okay, first and foremost, do you currently use your left or your right?
My left. To write, I use my right hand because of that training.
Yes.
Kuchapa hii mkono. But I write like a doctor. It's terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. So my functional hand is my left hand.
So you've accepted and gone back to it?
No, so I use my left hand for everything else except writing, but my writing is very poor. And that's one of the reasons I feel like I didn't ace exams. My writing is not
They were
good.
trying to put you in the normal box.
Maze, na mi si normal. Mi ni kichwa mbaya. Bro, standard 1, mwalimu wetu wa standard 1 alikuwa mrembo. This lady was called Miss Anis Joseph. Bro,
you were in class 1.
Class 1.
Unaangalia.
Wasema nini? Bro, nimeamka 6 am nimeenda kumkatia maua, bro. My mom was reminding me about this story. Maze, bro. This lady was like, yani nilikuwa namuona naona tu sunshine. Like, she's so pretty. Bro, nikaenda hapo kwa flowers za madhe na makasi 6 asubuhi, nikamkatia kamoja, nikaenda nikatafuta jar, nikaeka maji, nikaeka maua na nikaenda nayo shule. Nikaingia class, bro, ndo mimi na nika pull up. Nikamge, this is for you. Ali blush mbaya. Man. So yeah, I was the unusual guy. Yeah. The space for unusual people in Ndeki expand, sai.
Man, but that must have been hard because I know they because you're left-handed.
Yes. Unachapango usiandike na mkono.
So now who's doing that? Your parents, the teachers?
My mom. And ni ile tu yani, according to them, this is the right thing to do. Like you should write with your right hand.
Man.
So una discourage your kuandika na don't write this one, don't write this one. So that's how it ended up being. But eventually I feel like imenisaidia because now I can kind of multitask except for writing. Yeah.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what does it mean then to be left-handed? I hear Uhuru and Obama are left-handed.
Yeah. So 10% of the world is left-handed. They say that left-handed people are smarter, but your story misitambui. I think being smart, hizi stories zote za intellect, masomo, all those things misitambui. Can you solve the life equation? According to me, that is smart.
Yeah.
Can you feed yourself? Can you clothe yourself? Can you house yourself? Can you grow every day, become better? That to me is smartness. Hizi zingine zo tupisha wase mbao. That's why I feel like kids who do so well at KCSE, KCPE level, a lot of them go nowhere. Wasome kuzoza, bro. Ile, hey, you're clever gani, bro?
Life na
clever ni huku inje, bro. Clever ni kuishi huku inje na watu. Dealing with people, dealing with money.
Yes.
To me, that's clever. Being able to handle your life.
But what I mean by that is, do you feel like you have a different perspective in how you think and see a situation that later on you've come to realize, kila mtu ona hii kitu
Yes.
kutoka hii perspective, how come me I always see it from this?
100%, yes. And I used to think there's something wrong with me because of that. Because I see things, muona vitu kama mtoi. So kuna vitu mingi sana wasa usema inafaa kwa hivi, nasema wait, mbona hii inafaa ilitoka wapi? Why is it that it should be this way? I've never been able to understand that people just accept what is put in front of them and told, this is how it is. Bro, I can't. I don't understand that. And the more you read, the more you spend time with people, and you realize, okay, it's true. Everything was made up by somebody. Steve Jobs was not lying. Kila kitu ili create I'm saying. Systems. It's all from somebody's brain, then they made it big enough. So I still feel the same way. When I saw Elon Musk becoming the guy who's building rockets, never went to school for it. And this is highly complex stuff. Highly complex. Like he went to NASA, they told him, bro, when you fall, toka hapa. He went everywhere telling guys, we can build reusable rockets. and everyone told him it was impossible. But he said, why is it impossible? So I always come from that questioning perspective. In Kenya, we are cultured into obedience and silence. So people like me get knocked on the head a lot. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, bro. At the end, si yote tutadedi. Kwa hivyo, hata mimi niishi vile mimi niko. Nimetry kuwa kama wase wengine na nimefail every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so class 3, I hear you. Tuendelee.
So class 3...
No, class 4 is where you start now.
Falling off. Class 3
yeah.
there's pretty girls
yeah.
also. Hey, madem warembo maze.
Na ina sound kani 91. Class 3.
Is it? I don't know. So 88, class 1, 89, class 2, 90, class 3, 91, class 4. Sindio?
Yeah.
Hey, you're right. Yeah, so now I'm not tapped into class. I'm not tapped into football. So si niko tu zangu hapa. So I'm looking at girls. I'm just in my own world in my head. My parents are on my neck about to do better. Me say, oh, sijali. Sijali. And I used to have serious anxiety issues. Serious anxiety issues. Mental health nowadays has become a joke. It has become something that people just wear to get away from dealing with things. I have mental health issues. So it's not even something that can be discussed seriously at this point in time, I feel like. But I really had deep anxiety issues as a kid, bro. Like, hey, it was insane now that I think about it. Even vitu kama kukojoa kwa bed, those things took me so much longer to stop than other kids. So I remember being very anxious in my childhood. So
what would happen when a chick would come into the room?
No. I was very good with chicks. Like, that's no. Hey, bro, standard phone. I was pulling baddies, man. Watch I'm chezo, bro. So it wasn't about that. It was about like when the teacher talks to me and then the attention turns to me and it's negative attention.
Oh.
Hiyo kitu inanimaliza mpaka nasikia kwenda mahali kujificha. I didn't have a framework for dealing with negativity or for dealing with things that are not positive. I didn't know how to engage.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a little rough. I don't know, man. Very strange. Now you're making me think a lot. So yes, I had deep anxiety issues. I didn't know how to deal with them. I couldn't go to my parents about a lot of these things because hata mimi sizielewi. And then you're being told school, but school imeacha kunimekia sense. I make sense.
Bro, by class 4, hey, you've said something so deep. Because of this line that they're trying to change that is you, it's now beginning to affect you. What I'm just trying to say is because they're trying to make you stop using your left hand and now start using your right hand to write, it's making you fall back in class.
Yeah.
And then on top of that now, you've just started to give up on school.
I'm floating around like...
Bro, you're saying this in class 4.
Yeah, class 4. I'm done. But even nursery, I was done. First time I tried to quit school, I was in nursery. I was like, history makes sense. Kama tunakuja hapa kucheza na kusoma ABCD, I can do this at home. I can do this at home. I tried to sell my parents on it. They refused to listen to me, of course. Najifanya mgonjwa wasikii. But so many things, it make sense kwangu, they just can't sit with me. I just can't. I've tried to break myself in half to accept things that don't make sense to me, but I can't. So tumefika hapo class 4. Nimeanza kumit na boys, I'm okay. But bado niko na hii deep anxiety, of which sijui ni nini hiyo at the time. And then I started to read. I think I started to read a lot. Yes, I started to read a lot. Consolata was a very good school.
Mahadi boys ama manini?
Hadi boys a little later. So in ile vitu za, my dad was a nature buff from Kitambo. And I am up to now. I love nature. The way guys love football, I love nature. I can tell you about animals, bro, mpaka uchoke. I start talking to my kids about wanyama, I can just see them like, ameanza hizo. Man, so I really have been fascinated about the natural world, about animals, about how things work, vitu kama hizo. So I was kind of floating around. at the time, of course, it's me and my older sister Carol and Tina mostly. Hao wengine ni wadogo. My bro was born sasa nikiingia standard 1.
Okay.
Alafu sasa asi unacheki niko na madem pia. Madem. So when my bro was born, I was very happy. So school was decent. Through all these things, I still feel Consolata was a very good school because it gave me a very good grasp of English, first of all. Very good. And then in standard 4, we started to have music. A lady called Miss Fernandez, who's still at the school to this day.
No way.
True story. Bro, walimu wa Kaggia because they are kids surrounded by children.
Yes.
Wako na hiyo energy safi.
Hey, that is so true.
Get you a school teacher who teaches small kids. Utafurahi, bro. Yeah. So
she's still there.
She's still there. And then Miss Fernandez came.
No, bro.
For
she's
real.
Still there.
She's still there. Now, say mini ancestor, and she's still there teaching.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Alitufundisha music in a way that made sense. Unajua hii masomo ni warasto sema system is a vampire. Guys think it's a joke. It's not a joke. So a lot of stuff we are taught in such difficult ways that you get a distaste for learning.
Yep.
Which is why after Form 4, most people nasomaga Bible na gazeti na hiyo story imeisha. Because of how you are taught to learn.
Yep.
So
I say, first of all, I hate reading. And I used to be embarrassed to say that. But I'm no longer embarrassed. I love information. But I hate reading. Reading.
It's not your format.
It's not my format.
Yeah.
But I've come to understand Africans, we disseminated information through conversations.
Yes, sir.
So I can never forget information when presented to me in a story format. So now when I do CTA, that's all I'm trying to do.
Yes.
All we're doing here is giving information through storytelling. And that's what we used to do as Africans.
Yes.
A pot and people have conversations. But as westernization and colonization came in and we moved into this brick city, and people now no longer talk, information is not disseminated. So the only way we're taught to receive information is through cramming.
This unnatural format.
Cramming for the sake of success in life.
Which success?
Soma.
Hiyo ilikuwa propaganda ya Mzai. Mzai alikuwa mdeadly. Mzai to brainwash mbaya. He was a genius. But that's the system of the world. Africans by nature, we are auditory learners. Tunalearn na masikio na tunalearn experiences na kusikia vitu kwa experience vitu. Si historia hivi. But for me, I love to read. So Miss Fernandez in standard 4 akatufundisha music, akatuambia this is music. This is how you make harmonies. Then she made the girls sing in a high tone. She made the boys sing in a low tone. Then she told us to sing together. Then we harmonized. My life changed in that moment. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I was part of something so magical. Like, maze, tears jumped out of my eyes. Nilidu hivi, ile wasiwasi nione, like, what is this?
What?
For real. Sasa hapo ndo nikajua, this music. What is this music?